Good morning, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us here on KXAN Live. I'm Will DuPree coming to you on this Friday. Tomorrow, in case you did not know, is Election Day, and you can count on us as your local election headquarters. Voters out there are going to decide the fates of 2 constitutional amendments to the state constitution, as well as a number of local races. Those include everything from city propositions to city council and mayoral seats, as well as school district propositions and school board members. A lot to cover here. We're not going to touch on all of it, but we're going to talk about some of the more consequential things. So stay tuned for that discussion. Now, so far, those ballot measures have yet to draw many people to the polls. During the early voting period, turnout was only about 6.8% here in Travis County. Now, here in Austin, voters are going to decide Proposition A, and here is that ballot language that you can see right here. It says, shall an initiative ordinance be approved to eliminate enforcement of low-level marijuana offenses and ban the use of no-knock warrants by Austin police? Here today to talk more about this is Daniel Marine, our politics reporter here at KXAN. Daniel, thank you for being here.
Of course.
We appreciate it so much. And just remind people, we saw the ballot language there. Tell us what this would do if it's ultimately approved.
Okay, so the no-knock warrants ban, that's pretty self-explanatory. It would ban the use of no-knock warrants by Austin police. The marijuana initiative, which is basically formalize what's already city policy for the city of Austin, which is they stopped, in the year 2020, they stopped enforcement of low-level marijuana offenses. So this would effectively kind of decriminalize small amounts of marijuana. We should point out, though, that this would not mean a person would not be arrested if there's some sort of violent aspect to their arrest. If they're suspected of something violent, they could still be taken in. But just somebody stopped and they have a small amount of pot on them, Austin police would not arrest them. And as I mentioned, since 2020, they haven't been doing that.
Very interesting there. So how did this exactly make it to the ballot? Remind us the process that it took, because it was quite the initiative.
Right, so this is the product of a group called Ground Game Texas. They're kind of going to be doing this in cities around the state and around the country. So what they did is they gathered 34,000 signatures, and they got those all put in place, and then they got this on the ballot. So when I was talking to them, they basically said that they're doing this because they feel like this will help drive people to the polls, because as you were mentioning, this is a very low turnout election so far. It's likely going to remain a low turnout election, so they thought they used the phrase low-hanging fruit to just kind of drive people to the polls. And then they paired these 2 items together because they said that they feel like these are 2 things that are pretty popular statewide, 2 popular ideas that just haven't been formalized at the state level yet. So they thought maybe at the city level they could do something.
Now, we did mention there that the supporters are very well organized, being able to get this onto the ballot and then kind of push it. So what kind of opposition exists out there that you found in your reporting?
Well, when it comes to the marijuana initiative, there isn't really much organized or very vocal opposition. Certainly not like the way we saw with the last Proposition A, which you remember that was the police funding in another election. That had a very strong campaign from both sides. So far for this, it seems like there was really no organized effort against the marijuana. When it comes to no-knock warrants, though, however, the Austin Police Association, they are against this. The president I spoke with, he said that they're not really into this very much. They feel that banning no-knock warrants could put officers' safety at risk.
All right. Politics reporter Daniel Marine is here with us. Thank you so much for joining us this morning and taking the time to break this down. We really do appreciate it, and I'm going to send you on your way so you can keep reporting for other stories today.
All right, good to be here.
All right, thank you so much, Daniel. Let's take a look now at 2 other measures that every voter in Texas has a chance to weigh in on. There are 2 constitutional amendments that are going to be on the ballot that lawmakers say would help lower property taxes. And we want to show you the very lengthy language that will appear on your ballot. So Proposition 1 here would effectively freeze school property tax bills for the elderly and Texans with disabilities starting in 2023. It would also lower their school property tax bills year after year. Meanwhile, Proposition 2 would increase the homestead exemption that Texans can take on their school district property taxes from $25,000 to $40,000. If this is approved tomorrow, it would take effect on January 1st next year. Our Monica Madden took a look at this and explains more.
It's such a crazy market.
Like many Texas homeowners, Brent Grabolichoff saw his appraisal skyrocket a year after purchasing his Williamson County home.
I almost fell out of my chair. I saw a 52% increase from the assessed value in 21 to this year in 22.
He says his neighbors are also feeling a pinch.
Unless you're making X hundreds of thousands of dollars, it's really hard to get ahead now.
The increasing property taxes are already riling up voters.
Bring property tax relief.
On the campaign trail in Dallas, Beto O'Rourke pitching how he would address the problem if elected governor in November.
We need fairness in appraisals, and we need fairness in what people are paying in their property taxes.
But voters have their chance to make a change sooner. 2 propositions aimed at easing the property tax burden are on the ballot on May 7.
These are 2 very good propositions that if you want tax relief.
Proposition 2 would raise the tax exemption homeowners can take on their public school taxes from $25,000 to $40,000.
And that's thousands of dollars of savings over the life of a homeowner in Texas.
It might not be a ton of savings year to year, but homeowners like Grabolichoff say they'd be happy for any relief.
Seeing higher property taxes is rough.
Monica Madden reporting there. Now, the future of public transit is on the ballot in Leander. We're going to turn now to some of the issues facing voters in that Williamson County community, since it is pretty consequential too. Voters will decide whether to stay in Capital Metro's service area or drop out altogether. If voters approve Proposition A, there would be no change to services brought to Leander. However, if this measure fails, then Leander would no longer be a Capital Metro member city. Proposition B is tied to this effort. Here's that language. It would allow the city's general fund sales tax to increase from 1% to 2%. Now, this would not be a sales tax increase because it would move that 1% that currently goes to Capital Metro back to the city. However, the city would not be able to receive the revenue from that extra 1% sales tax until it pays back about $42.3 million to Capital Metro for leaving the service. Right now on KXAN.com, you can read more in depth about the implications of this measure, as well as what other unrelated measures are on the ballot in Leander. There are quite a few up there. Now, if you did not get a chance to vote early, you have one more chance to do so, and that is tomorrow. On Saturday, polls are open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. You will need a valid photo ID to vote in the election, and you can see the different types listed there. Valid forms of ID included a Texas driver license, handgun license, military identification card with a photograph, or an American passport. More information about the May 7th election is available on our website, KXAN.com. Just go to our homepage, hover over the News tab, and then go down to select your local election headquarters. On that page, you can check out all of our stories, plus more resources about what will appear on the ballot, what you need to bring to the polls. It's all right there in one centralized place, so I'll direct you there. Thank you all again for watching our stream this morning. We really do appreciate it. I'm Will DuPree in the KXAN Live studio. Please stay with us as we cover the election results tomorrow night. We will put those out as soon as we know more. Thanks again for watching, everybody. Take care and happy voting out there.